Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. We are rambling. Hope everybody's doing well. Oof. I was looking at some of the news. I'm going, how am I going to fit this all in a 20-minute reading? I'm not. All right. Say hello to Psychic Duck, everybody. Hello, everybody. How was your week, Psychic Duck? Oh, pretty good. Not bad. Yeah, you had some haters on you. Yeah, YouTube. Wow. Who would hate on Psychic Duck? I don't know. And just to give those haters a little bit of whatever, it's a rubber duck. I know a lot of things that I can hate on. I shouldn't hate on anything, but it's not a duck. I was kind of shocked when I heard it. I'm like, what? You use the H word on Psychic Duck? Good Lord. All right. So lots to cover. So let's just get to it. I thought I grabbed my Beyond Lemuria deck. I didn't. I grabbed my Work Your Light, and this I normally throw kind of a positive vibe card in the beginning at the base of the deck, and I thought maybe this was for me. Get grounded. And I think it's for us, the community. When we're looking at the stuff that's going on right now, it's like the administration is a wounded animal. And you got to be really, really, really careful when you're dealing with something that is wounded. Well, and it doesn't, I'm hearing myself say that, and I'm going, they're wounded. What about us? Yeah, well, true. So, but still, this is a reminder, get grounded. So let's just pull 3 before I get into, oh my gosh, just crazy week. So as light workers, and it feels like light warriors, what's the message that we need to hear? One of these cards is going to really ring out to you. Okay. And maybe it's all 3. We're getting energetic upgrades. Have you all noticed that? Oh my gosh. It's a new way of being. It's a new integration. Dance with life. Do something to change the energy. That's powerful. That is so powerful. And then we get Anna. You may go, who's Anna? Well, Anna is the grandmother of Jesus. Oh, lineage. Oh, the ancestors. Seeding the light, laying the foundations, the divine plan. I don't know if I said this last video, whatever. When I read oracle cards and I read the keywords down at the bottom, there's certain times in my life I will pick a certain keyword. This time in my life for me is the divine plan. So I've been thinking about this a lot because of the hate message I got. I go, really? What do we hate on? And I'm thinking, okay, sorry, this is not politics and it should be politics, but I'll get into it. But we're learning a lot. And so when we hate on something so strongly, like this administration and the actions that they're doing, it's also opening us up. It's waking us up to what needs to be changed, what needs to be fixed. So in shamanic cultures, which I have a really hard time with in this subject, they say take that and learn from it and love it and honor it. And I'm like, I'm not that good yet. I can't love this. I can't honor this. However, we are feeling that shift. We are feeling that change. And how are we going to feel when that change happens? I think for me, I'm going to love it. It's going to be challenging though, but I'm going to love it. Speaking of loving on things, Kristi Noem. What? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So she was in doing a congressional hearing oversight in some of these I just watched a few of them. Some of the Democrats, whoa, this one guy, he was from the Northeast. I can't remember his name. I apologize. He brought out an iPad with this guy on Zoom who Kristi Noem sent to Korea. This guy was a vet. This guy got, I think, 2 Purple Hearts. He got shot at as a U.S. service member. He sacrificed so much, and Kristi Noem ships him out. And this guy brings out an iPad, goes, this guy's on Zoom live. Are you going to bring him back? She goes, blah, 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 blah. Just like that. And she goes, I'll look into it. And then he has some guy stand up behind her. Thank you for your service. Oh, God, that must have just burned her, because the representative says, will you thank him for his service? Yeah, now you deported his wife. She was a criminal. Good Lord. She wrote a bad check 10 years ago. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. As if felon 45 isn't a criminal. How come he's not out of here? Oh, yeah. Anyway, we're rocking. We're rolling. Okay. If you guys haven't seen some of that, it's really good in a sad, sick way. It's really good. Yeah, it was just a train wreck that she is anyway. It's a nice train wreck. I don't know why I said that. And of course, throughout this whole thing, she kept blaming Biden. And I'm like, when are they going to stop blaming Biden? And when are they going to start talking about Hunter Biden's laptop? That is, no? Okay. I mean, they just seem to forget about that. Okay. My brother, my hillbilly brother, one of his hillbilly friends gave him a book on the whole contents of Hunter Biden's laptop. He goes, I'll send it to you. I'm like, no, I don't want it. All right. So, blaming Biden. What else do we have? Rep. Haley Stevens has introduced articles of impeachment against Bobby Jr., RFK Jr., articles of impeachment. Now, there was the guy down in Texas. I can't remember his name. Some of y'all in Texas, those Democrats, man, that's good. That's good stuff. All right, but he put in articles of impeachment with Trump, and that failed. And I'm kind of thinking that's a good thing, because it wouldn't have gone anywhere. Wait till we get a bigger shift. And then hell yeah. All right. Um, Somalia pirates versus Trump's pirates. Captain Phillips. What alternate universe is everybody living in over there in Trump land? So I look at this and I go, oh my God, you're doing the same thing as the movie Captain Phillips. It's the same thing. And then he calls the Somalis S-holes, and I'm like, what? So some Republicans out there, they're going, we're fed up. We're done. We are done. And we're seeing the shift. We are seeing the shift. Okay, let's see, what else? So let's talk about this, because I'm a water guy. I like talking about this. So, the Somali pirates versus Trump's pirates. And of course, it's Biden's fault, right? No, this is true. It is Biden's fault. We'll get to it. So here's what we know about the tanker named Skipper. It was seized by U.S. forces off the coast of Venezuela December 10th, and it was conducted by the Coast Guard in support from other agencies and involved a boarding vessel at sea as part of sanctioned enforcement action. And it's, for me, I'm like, ooh, that's kind of cool. The helicopters and them dropping on, I'm going, oh yeah, that's kind of neat, except it was kind of sick as how they did it. I mean, I just thought the technical aspects were kind of cool. I did get to jump out of a helicopter as part of a training for diving rescue. That was thrilling. It was unbelievable. I'm going, can you go higher? Because it was only about 20 feet. And they go, no, you need a little more practice before you go higher. And I only got to do it once. I'm like, oh, damn. Anyway, so this vessel had a documented history of deceptive practices like falsifying location, data spoofing, and the ship was placed on a UA sanctions list in 2022. So, yes, it is Joe Biden's fault. Trump doesn't say that. Who put the sanctions on this ship? Joe Biden. He was part of that. Okay. All right. So we're going to look into Venezuela and what's going on. But let me ask this. Since we're rambling, right? Why not? Who am I talking about? What leader? A leader whose country is marked by severe economic collapse. Now, there's some big words in there that you'll go, ooh, really? Are we in a severe economic collapse? Hyperinflation, widespread corruption, deep humanitarian crisis, leading to mass migration, severe human rights abuses, including political repressions, arbitrary detentions, torture, extrajudicial killings. Well, we haven't had that. All while consolidating power through rigged elections and dismantling the democratic institution. Who am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about Nicolas Maduro, but I could easily be talking about F-45. Easily. Like the hyper inflation. We don't have hyperinflation. What else was it? The severe economic collapse. That could happen. All right. Venezuela. What are we doing? So Trump wants Maduro out, which I'm not really sure why, because they sound like they're partners. They sound like they're the same person. Um, but but I, for me, without really digging into it, it felt like they're so similar that Trump hates them. That's kind of, you're too much like me. I don't like it. So he is rooting for the woman who got the Peace Prize. Do I have her name here? Hang on. Maria Corina Machado. And she's a prominent right-wing opposition leader. She has staunch anti-socialist stance, support for free market policies, privatization, a strong alignment to conservative figures. But she likes democracy. She likes the vote. We'll see, right? So, are we going to, so if Maduro leaves and he's on shaky ground and this other woman comes in, is there going to be a war? It doesn't feel like it to me. It just doesn't feel like it. The seizing of this Russian, not Russian, the ship called Skipper is, that's a little tricky because I think it pissed Russia off. So let's just look at the ship, taking the ship first. Yikes, 17 minutes in. Let's look at taking seizing this tanker ship. How is this going to affect F-45's regime? Strength, weakness, is it another proverbial nail in the coffin? How is the seizing of this ship going to affect F-45? Okay. Let's see. Giving in 6 of Pentacles, giving and receiving, 7 of Cups. People aren't really sure what is going on with this. What did we just do? Oh, 5 of Cups, 8 of Cups. Oh, how is this going to work for F-45 and his regime? That's overshadowing everything. I'll pull this down in a minute. I got to make sure I ain't got no naked cards showing up. I am using the original Rider-Waite. Ooh, that's not a good one to have either with the Death card. Abuse of power. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I don't have any naked pictures. I don't. Let's take a look at what we got here. So, how's this going to affect F-45? We have, there's some that are going to like this. It's giving, receiving balance. It's restoring balance against what? We don't know, because it's very confusing. In 2022, they put sanctions on these ships going to Iran and coming from Venezuela, and I'm not all that clear on the geopolitical stance of this, so it's very confusing. It's at the base of this, what we're marinating in is just loss and sadness, and our standing, I think, in the world is just, well, we know where it is. In the past, as it is, in the past, we kind of walked away from this. Just like, okay, we put a sanction on it, nothing happened. This abuse of power regime is taking strong action, but the question was, how is this going to affect his presidency? And I think it's another nail in the coffin for him. It's not going to happen fast. It's not a fast nail. They're slowly chipping away diligently at this card. New information coming from overseas. Externally, there's a little celebration going on. Let's clarify, what is that celebration? Why would you have circles of support for this? And again, is it something that I don't know about in the international community? Maybe. But for Pumpkinhead and his regime, he gets stabbed in the back, and then the abuse of power. Let's keep going, clarify that abuse of power with 2 cards. Success, celebration. 2 people are celebrating, the other people are walking away. In the White House is something new going on in the White House. And then it's dark money, Russia. Ooh. The 6 of Pentacles, giving and receiving. And then the 3 of Pentacles is often my dark money card coming from Russia. Let's take a look at this 3, what this celebration is externally. Can we get what is this external celebration? What is this external celebration? Ooh. You know, I said it's not going to happen fast. That's happening fast. 8 of Wands. Justice. Full illumination. Oh, you can't see that. Now you can. How is this going to affect the Pumpkinhead regime? Is this capture of the Venezuelan? It's not Venezuelan. It's just and I was confused with this when I looked into it. I think it is Venezuelan oil, but the ship comes from another port. And was it going to Iran or was it going to Cuba? It got very confusing for me. Either way, them going in, the regime going in and capturing this ship, some Democrats, some independents like Rand Paul are saying, you're starting a war with Venezuela. But I'm asking, is this going to topple Pumpkinhead's regime? There's this celebration externally. Information is coming internally, externally. People are celebrating. I go, what is that celebration? That abuse of power is clarified by a celebration, limited as it is, and dark money card. Oh, I can dig more into that, but I'm not going to. This celebration is all about something that's going to happen fast, that's going to bring justice and full illumination, and I think to this card. And do I need to say we are in entertainment only mode? Huh. I think you should have put that in the very beginning. Yeah, maybe. All right. So a big nail in the coffin, so to speak. Big nail. Okay. Yeah, he is just okay. What else are we going to look at? Let's look at if there is going to be. Well, I grabbed this deck, so this deck has a lot of naked pictures in it, and it has pictures of decapitation. So if you have any young children watching, oh my God, speaking of warnings, I watched a little bit of South Park clips. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And so I'm watching this, what, Pod Saves America or something, and they have John Favreau and some other guy, and they're reviewing the South Park show, and it's all about Trump, and it's such dark humor. And one of the commenters said, what Netflix should do, because they're, and I'll look at this a little later if I stop rambling so much. Netflix is buying Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers owns CNN, and Paramount, Skydance, is trying to do a hostile takeover and go to the stockholders of Warner Brothers and says, hey, we'll give you more money. Now Paramount is part of, Paramount owns South Park. They just gave them like $14 billion to keep going, and they're it's unbelievable. And these guys are, the commentators are saying, what Netflix should do is get a clip of South Park, put an ad on Fox News, and say, this is what Paramount is doing. You want Paramount to buy CNN? Wow. Well, I don't know if I explained that right, but wow. Crazy. Okay, where was I going with this? Let's look at the war, Venezuela. Are we going to go into a war? Are we getting into a war? And you feel the MAGA is, they're losing their minds with this, I think. It doesn't make it, they're supposed to be America first. And then I was listening to Heather Cox Richardson. She had a great show. Highly recommend watching her. She didn't ramble very much, although she did give a little song parody out, a little quiz. And I go, hey, good for you. She was talking about the difference between America First and MAGA. And they're like at odds with each other. And they used to be all in on the Felon 45. And now they're splitting up because they go, no wars, America first. We don't go over there. Why are we the policemen of the world? Number one, I don't want to go into it. That'll take me down a big rabbit hole. War in Venezuela. Okay. Just clear that energy because I was rambling. War. Oh, come on. Deck did not want to shuffle. War in Venezuela. How are we doing with this war? Are we getting into another war? First card, I'm only going to do 6 with this. This is a positive card. This is abundance, but this card is also like being protected. This card is like America first to me. It's like, no, let's not get out of our garden. Let's just enjoy our abundance in our own little garden. And she's got the dove of peace. Knave of Swords, it's being crossed by the Knave of Swords. Oh, naked picture, sorry. Hopefully I shook it too much. So yeah. It feels like they could. Oof. That's another naked picture, but I don't think YouTube's going to challenge that one. The death card. We're marinating in the death card. Are we going to go to war in Venezuela? I'm feeling this is no. I'm feeling this is death of the regime, our regime. Moving on to calmer waters. Look what's floating in the water of that Queen of Cups. Yeah, that's right. Lotuses. Queen of Cups. Overseeing this at the top of it. We're going to go to war. Timeout, suspension. Okay, so just doing 6 cards. 6 cards. I'm going to put, hang on. I put a little crystal over the naked parts. How silly does YouTube make us? Okay, well, how silly do I make me? So the 9 of Pentacles, the Knave of Swords, are we going to war with Venezuela? Yeah, it feels like it. We're close. We're close. But no, we're going to escape this thing. Although we're marinating in that, so it could, we may lose some people. I'm not seeing it. We're moving on to calmer waters via the Queen of Cups, and we're going to be upside down a little bit. We're going to be looking at things from another point of view. You guys know me on this channel. This is my Queen of Cups. She always makes me smile. Psychic Duck is screaming, I voted. Let's get into Indiana. Any Hoosiers out there? Any Hoosiers? Who's your friend? I had to look it up on chat. I go, do the Indianans, let's see if I wrote it down. Do Indianans like the word Hoosiers? And they said, yeah, most people like it. Those who don't, a minority, think it sounds old-fashioned or goofy. I wasn't looking at you, Psychic Duck. Goofy. Who's looking at me? So, Hoosiers, way to go. Way to go, Hoosiers. I was thinking of Gene Hackman. I was thinking of him in Hoosiers, not in Santa Fe. That was challenging. Another challenging one, Raul Malo. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I was so saddened to hear of him going this week. So sad. He was one of my favorite artist bands. I mean, his voice was, it was just great. Anyway, so the Hoosiers. Indiana was thinking about redistricting their congressional maps, and Donald Trump was really pushing them. And it's Republican-controlled House and Senate in Indiana. And so the redistricting map passed in the House. And in the Senate, they go, don't push us. We know what we're doing here. You can't push us around. And Heather Cox Richardson, again, has a great take on the Ohio River, Indiana. It's like a separate part of the country. And they said, no, you can't push us around. You know, And they didn't. They said, hell no. 21 Republicans, I think, sided with Democrats. Pumpkinhead's reach is getting shorter and shorter, which means he's going to get more dangerous. So, I don't know where I was going with this. Just Hoosiers, go! Yay, 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 yay. All right, let's take a look at let's look at news agencies. I was talking about Warner Brothers, Paramount. Let's just take a look at news agencies again. So the major media is just failing us. The YouTube media, for me, is having some growing pains. The Bulwark, the Midas Touch Networks, Occupy Democrats, some of these guys, and it's, please, double check your sources, double check. There's one guy out there, and he puts in these big headlines, and I went, this is false, this is AI. This is not true. So please, please, please check. I mean, if it does not have the psychic duck of approval, turn it off. And what that means is, trust your heart. Is what they're saying right? Trust it. Trust, that's the trusted news right in here. Okay. News agencies. Are we going to get to a place within the next year? Okay, yikes. Going a year in advance, always dangerous. It's very safe for us psychics. Further out we go, the more people will forget what we said. So in 5 years, I predict a year in advance. Are we going to get a change in how news is being presented? When I read this before with, is Fox News going to change? I got a yes, but that was also Lotus was going to be POTUS. So we kind of shifted realities. Is Fox News, CNN is major legacy news? No, that's not the question. Are we going to evolve and find, hang on, I got to think this. Okay. Is the U.S. going to get a respected news outlet that America will turn to? Kind of like PBS was. Is America going to get a respected news outlet, news channel, whatever that is, print, YouTube, Substack, whatever it is? Are we going to get a respected, world-respected news outlet that actually gives us truth to the best of their ability? That's yes. That's riding in a positive way as a winner. We're still at a crossroads, but this Two of Wands is something coming to fruition in the near future, and the guy is holding what I think is the world and bringing in information on strength from overseas. So is it, let me ask this. So what I'm getting, I'm not going to ask it. What I'm getting is, because it's a year out, and I'll be right in a year, what I'm getting is that it's not going to be a US based thing. It's going to be a conglomeration of BBC News, of the Australian news, of US, maybe PBS. I was very disappointed in a PBS news article where the woman, the interviewer, and it was Amna Nawaz, and I really, really like her. But she let this other she let the interview go on too long with no pushback. I had to turn it off. I go, she's telling a lie, and you're not correcting her midstream because of Pumpkinhead. And I get it. Pumpkinhead pulled all of their funding, or cut it way, way back. So they're on really thin ice. They want to stay, I guess, on air, but what's the cost? Anyway, it seems like, according to the cards, we are going to get something. We are moving on. We are going to find something. We're going to have information coming, riding on strength. So, keep demanding that our newscasters produce good content. Okay, let's look at 41 minutes. I want to get into Mikey Johnson. I want to get into Trump's cabinet. And so the Republicans are in big, big trouble. The Hopium newsletter that came out said just how bad. Let me see if I can pull it. Okay, I can't find out where that was, so we'll skip it. But just everything is failing for this felon president. The economy, tourist industry, the healthcare, people are just the craziness. He goes and talks about affordability, and he insults people, and he calls it's just off the charts bizarre, as you guys know. And look, I got sadness, and then I got full illumination coming at us. Mikey Johnson, he's trying to hold his coalition together, the Republicans, yet he has, what does he have? He has, hang on. Come on. 5 disclosure petitions in play and more to come. There was hardly any disclosure petition. So he's got the Epstein files. He's got another one on healthcare. He's losing his grip on this, and he's just a puppet for the Pumpkinhead. And how would you feel if you were a puppet being controlled by a pumpkin? I don't know why I said that. That wasn't funny at all. It was just goofy. Okay. All right. Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson. Are you going to have a job long, Mike? Are you going to be leader of the House? What is your standing, leader of the House? What is happening there? In this next, what's going on? Let's look at it the next 3 months. What's going on? Because they have, they're going to be going on recess again. They're losing a lot of members. Republicans are going to be working with Democrats for health care. What is going on? Mike Johnson, how secure is your job as Speaker of the House in the next 3 months. We have the government, higher order of things, that's his. We have being challenged by the emperor, that's Pumpkinhead, who thinks he's an emperor. So we have the government and the emperor, and it's like, but that's not our government. We don't have an emperor in our government. Okay, I didn't know if you guys knew that. That's why I was whispering. The lovers, MAGA at the base. In the past, as it relates to this, is movement, the chariot, moving on. We have the Queen of Wands up at the top. So a lot of times this Queen of Wands, I feel it's overseas information, but this Queen of Wands here is it's like a Marjorie Taylor Greene information coming out. I mean, she is throwing a wrench in this. And it's a female information coming out. So is that Epstein? Is that healthcare? Is that Mike Johnson walking away? Okay, I'm going to throw these out real quick so you can see what I've got. Okay, none naked ones. No, all right, very good. Okay, here we go. Let's drop this down so you can see. Okay, so we have the Hierophant crossed, challenged by the Emperor. We have the MAGA base in the bottom, and we have things in the past that have happened in the past are causing a shift, causing a movement. There's information that's overshadowing everything. I think this is Epstein, but I think it's as we shift into the age of Aquarius, the divine feminine coming in on strength, I think that's more of it. He was talking about his wife and how he treats women and such. It's crazy. It's crazy. In the near future, he's walking away. He's adios. Internally, this is my Joe Biden card. Internally, he's got, I don't know. I mean, that's not him. He presents himself as all calm, but it's really slimy. It's not calm. It's creepy. We don't even need to go into his son and the apps that he and his son share. External happiness. This is a new shift. This is a new partnership coming together. And it's tied to this King of Cups energy. In the hopes and fears, what's going on? Paying attention to the fire, to the smoke. A lot of times this is overseas stuff, but this card, he's just going, what's going up in smoke? His plan. And he's sad. He's got a new opportunity, a new path forward. And it's the Five of Pentacles. It's loss. Both fives. Challenges. Really strong challenges. One emotional, one financial. And we never know about his financial because he doesn't have a bank account. So, and that Five of Pentacles, a lot of times, especially in the Rider-Waite, which I'll switch to now, is it's a moral loss because they could go into the church, but they don't go into the church. So, Mikey Johnson's, it's rough for him. What about when the House and Senate shift? And it's got to be both. Oh my God, Fox News, they're even giving up. Who is the one guy where Jesse Waters or something, where his mom goes, you're a bad person. Didn't Heg's mom say the same thing too? Anyway, she recounted it. She said, "No, I didn't mean that. He's better now." But anyway, that newscaster's mom said, "Stop lying." Okay, well, he's still lying. But he said, "Hey, even if we lose the House, we'll still have the Senate, so we're going to be okay. We're playing the long game." I'm going, oh, no. You're not playing the long game. This is not the way to play the long game, because this is destroying families. This is destroying the economy. This economy is not going to rebound for a while. And everybody, the thing that I got pissed at Amna Nawaz is when someone was saying that that Trump inherited the Joe Biden economy. And what Trump inherited per The Economist, and The Economist is a pretty right-leaning when it comes to the economy. When they talk about the economy, it's right-leaning. And they said Joe Biden's, the U.S. economy is the envy of the world. And this was after the pandemic. Yeah, we have some issues, but we were on the right path. And if Trump would have just left it alone, well, we would have been stuck with him probably for another 4 years. He probably would have won another term. Oh my God. Doesn't that send shivers down me spine? Okay. Do I have a pirate duck? I don't think I do. Lucky you guys. Okay. So when come on, Danny, focus. When the House and Senate change, when we become more fair and balanced, will the international criminal courts charge some of Pumpkinhead's cabinets? Will the international courts charge Pumpkinhead's cabinets with war crimes, with international crimes? Well, that looks like somebody who can really move around freely. Yeah. Now, the trick to this is, and I guess this should be the next question, will the U.S. start to acknowledge the international court system as somebody and give it the teeth or the swords it needs to enforce and make it valuable? Huh, what's that? I can't read that. What's that say? Queen of Cups. So in this Rider-Waite deck, there's no lotuses, but there's a secret in the cup. Come on, Queen. Come on, open up the cup. Open it up. Okay, so I just pulled 3. Yes, when the Queen of Cups opens up her cup, and then we are sitting in strength. Duck's doing a happy dance. Okay. Oh no, that duck has got something for the Queen of Cups. Sitting on a cup. Okay, what else? Oh, 55. Better hurry up. What else can I read on Google? Let's look at okay, let's look at Pumpkinhead. Let me cleanse the area. I'll have to clean it after I read on him. Let's just read on him. He is, when I watched that affordability speech in Pennsylvania, there was a guy behind him that was holding up a sign. And when he started talking about the Somalians, the guy just looked and shook his head like, oh my God, I can't believe you're going there. And then he was talking about bing, 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 boop, 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 boop. Like, do these MAGA people not see that this guy is out of control? And I know this is going to rub people the wrong way because it rubs me the wrong way. Pumpkinhead said, when you're campaigning, you can say pretty much anything. You're just trying to get a sound bite, to get a rise, to get media coverage because all media coverage is good. But when you're president, you know, in the first term, people kept going, well, hopefully he'll be more presidential. Yeah, how's that working out? Pumpkinhead, how you doing? How much cocaine do you think Junior's doing? He's got all this money. How's Kimberly Guilfoyle? How's she doing in Greece? I get the feeling that she's not there a lot. Or she's not doing anything. Okay, since I'm looking at her, what's going on with Kimberly? Ooh, she's not happy. She wants a change. Maybe she's doing too much work there, but she's got she doesn't like it there. She's got the magician, and then she's got the hard work. So maybe she doesn't like the work at all there. That's kind of what I'm getting. All right. Still getting she's not doing a lot. Okay, let's Pumpkinhead. I keep hoping. I have hopium. I take a big dose every day. Helps, but I know it would help more if I didn't have to take the hopium and he'd just leave. Pumpkinhead. What is going on as far as you staying in power? Can you give us a clue for the next 3 months? I keep getting people saying Christmas. I got Christmas. I got June. I got July. It just keeps shifting. It keeps shifting. So I don't like reading on it. Pumpkinhead. Next 3 months. What can you tell us about where you will be? And then I hear in my head, mentally or physically? He's tied up. Prison? Is he in prison, or is he just a prisoner of his own mind? Emotional new start. I get a prisoner in his own mind. But I think he's leaving. Queen of Wands. Ooh. He's got some addiction issues. Really? That is part of his past. That's this problem. Ooh. King of Cups at the top, Page of Cups. Legal challenges. Hopefully he can stay as the King of Pentacles. I think it's mental. Yeah, it's... So let me drop this down and you guys can see. I don't have any bye-bye cards. This card is a restriction card. This card is a restriction card. Internally, he's feeling very restricted. Is it because of the addiction that is going on? He's hearing things from unexpected sources. And not that that's a bad thing. I hear a lot of things that's going on in my brain. A lot of voices. Over the shadowing everything is the King of Cups. So who is that King of Cups card? There's a calming energy that's bringing forth something new. Is this a doctor? External legal issues. He's going to go into hiding, isolation with the Hermit card. I think with this card, when I look at it, the Ten of Pentacles, I go, is his family going to intervene somehow? Page of Swords, new truth coming out from, let's break it down. Let's break it down a little bit more. Is Pumpkinhead going to be physically leaving the office of presidency? Can you imagine the cleanup on aisle 4? Oh my gosh. Can you imagine the cleanup? Is there enough sage in the world? Asking for a friend who has a sage shop. That's Mother Earth. And I just heard from her. She says, I'm working on growing more because you're going to need a lot of sage. Okay. I think we should get the whole YouTube community in there and spraying Florida water. Okay. Pumpkinhead. Are you going to physically leave the presidency by the first of the year? That's what I heard. Ask that by the first of the year. Are you going to leave the presidency by January 1 physically? I don't know. Maybe. He's still hearing things from unexpected sources. Page of Cups. Ooh. Throw these quick. Okay. So this is all I'm throwing on it. We don't know. It's still a jumble. Seven of Cups. But there's one cup that somebody's listening to that is going to bring happiness. This is my Democratic card. At the top of the reading is the Wish card. Okay. But in the past and in the potential near future, he's got a defending himself card and he's got an abuse of power card. So it's like winning at any cost card. So I'm still getting, we're not quite sure, but the base of the reading is this. This wish card comes as wishes fulfilled. So it's also the greedy merchant, and I'm thinking, are the billionaires, are they going to start feeling the pinch if people aren't buying stuff so that their companies can keep raking in billions and billions? Are they going to shift gears and start being more like Mackenzie Phillips and Mackenzie Phillips? Mackenzie Scott, and donate a lot of money to humanitarian causes? Wouldn't that be good? But it still feels like it's getting close. And one of the things with the wish card is when we're wishing this, write it down, really put it into concrete terms what we want to have happen. Where he leaves, lots of cleansing in the White House. It's not a divide like the Five of Swords, abuse of power, and it's us against them. Let's have us all come together somehow so that we can get our country back as a united country. That's it. Ramble over. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here. Peace and love.